Hi everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another one of my course vlogs. Now out here, we're at the beautiful Classic Club out here in Palm Desert, California. This place is like a Shadow Creek light out here in the Coachella Valley, all built out of absolute nothing but desert. There's pine trees for days and lakes protecting, I think they said 12 or 14 out of the 18 holes out here. Hey, if you're new to the channel, please click the subscribe button down below. I'd love to have you back here week after week. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up after you're done. Let's head on out to the first hole, par 4. Here we go. The first hole here starts off right next to the clubhouse and is a very comfortable par 4. San Jacinto is going to be staring directly west, right into the face of Mount San Jacinto, and make sure you avoid all the water off to the left of this tee shot. That bunker down the right is really going to serve as a perfect aiming spot for you off the tee. As you can see, left and right of that bunker, there is plenty of open space to deal with, as there is on most of this golf course. Off the tee, it is very forgiving. But as we come into the greens, most are protected by some deep bunkers, and these greens are quick and small. Running an 11 today on the stimp meter, you've got to be extra precise. Now just a smooth driver off the first tee. We got the first tee time of the day here with the morning light right behind us. A nice comfortable gap wedge for me here, just trying to leave the ball underneath the hole. As with these greens running as fast as they are, you do not want to be topside. A nice 8 feet right under the hole for birdie here to start us off on the first hole. It just wasn't meant to be. A comfy tap-in par to start the day, as we're on to the first par 3 of the day. Deception. This mid-size par 3 plays 180 yards from the tips. And honestly, it's that front left bunker that's going to be all the trouble. It's got a big high lip protecting the front left of this green, making it blind. Now this was a very thin 8-iron, thin to win as they say, right to the middle of the green. We're playing with a front hole location today, and you're going to see just how slippery these putts can be. Almost able to get the 40-footer to drop, but ultimately just another comfy tap-in par, and we can head on to number 3, a gorgeous par 4 called Turn 3, as we're heading all the way around this lake into the green. A very long par 4 and demanding 440 yards from the tips. That bunker is going to be 285 to reach and 310 to get all the way over. Everything I got off this tee to thread the needle through that bunker. As you come into the green, this is just another tiny sliver of a green, with that hole location in the back right bringing all the trouble into play. Now you really couldn't ask for a better morning. It was about 60 degrees and getting warmer, up to about 75 on the day, and not a lick of wind. Just a simple pitching wedge here that I hit terribly into the right-hand bunker. Don't pay attention to that shot tracer. We are short-sided in the bunker off the downhill lie. And I did my best, but that was a near impossible bunker shot. Now off of a wicked uphill lie. This flag was just about 5 paces on from that edge of the bunker. Just got that shot to trickle out onto the green, and 6 feet under the hole here for bogey. That was an awesome salvage to avoid the double. As we head on to the first par 5 of the day, it's time to feast on this long hole. Runway selection. You're going to give me options off the tee? Well, let's see what we have to do. Now down the right, that's obviously the fairway, protected by those fairway bunkers left and right. But down the left-hand side, all that yellowed out area is just a big dry wash. You can miss left for days on this hole. But as we approach the green, you'll see that wash gets deeper and deeper and deeper. making you definitely want to play up on the short green grass over the right-hand side. Another pair of bunkers here protects that approach shot, as if you're going to lay up, you really got to choose your number. You got to be accurate into these greens. And today on the par 5, we're facing a bullseye hole location right smack in the middle. Now, I did not read the name of the hole before I started, but I did see all that space off to the left that I could play with. So I went with the big high draw, trying to get as much distance as possible, and left myself only 210 yards to the flag. It was completely blind behind that bank of trees, but I was able to get a number from off to the right-hand side and apply a little bit of geometry. A great 6-iron here right to the middle of the green underneath the hole, and a very makeable eagle putt. But if you don't hit a putt pure, they're not going to go straight. A nice comfy tap-in birdie gets us back to even par as we're on to hole 5. Paralleling the driving range, Hourglass is going to be a fitting definition for this hole, as it's going to make you hold back off the tee and really test your approach game into the green. Now, the namesake of the hole is all about the shape of this fairway. Those bunkers pinch down the fairway into this hourglass shape. Make sure you lay your shot back of those bunkers, and that's going to leave you about 150 to 170 yards into this green, which is awesomely protected by all of those bunkers all the way around. This is a perched and elevated green. Now, just a smooth 2-iron here off the tee, laying it short of those bunkers. I'm going to have to play a full 9-iron here from 153 to the front flag. This is 160 yards to the middle. Now, that should be a perfectly smooth 9-iron for me, but it just pushed off a little bit to the right and just over the bunker. A gnarly little chip shot here over the tongue of the bunker. Gonna have to get it to spin coming down the hill on these very slippery greens. Six feet under the hole for par. Once again, these are not the type of putts you want to see hole after hole. Just left it there on the lip for bogey, and we're on to a gnarly par 3. External combustion, I believe it. It's going to take all you got off the tee, as it's sitting 220 yards to the center of the green from the tips. And today we're facing a nasty back right hole location, bringing that 20-foot gap down to the right in play, as well as that bunker. Make sure you air it out to the left-hand side. Missing to the right is just as bad as losing your ball in the water. You do not want to go down there. So in a way, it was mission accomplished, as I did miss to the left. I would definitely have preferred to have been on the green, but ultimately we can get this up and down, but not with that kind of a chip shot. 20 feet for par again. Number 7 here starts a trio of holes to finish the front 9. It's one of the best 3 holes I've played to finish any 9. Office view. This par 4, 477 yards, is staring straight back at the clubhouse, and you're going to have to thread every ounce of driver you got in between these trio of bunkers. Now, after you deal with the bunkers off the tee, you're going to have to deal with another bunker down the right and all of that water on the left as you come into the green. Luckily today, we're facing a front right hole location, which is going to take most of the water out of play for the approach shot. But man, oh man, any other hole location can just be brutal. Really was starting to flush the driver here about an hour and a half into the round. I was able to keep this one down the middle and relatively on the short stuff here. A ball slightly above my feet. I was petrified this thing was going to go left. Just aired out a little bit to the right and pushed it deep on the green. Ultimately, it's about 45 feet coming down this slippery slope for birdie. And when you think you jarred it, sometimes that putt just keeps on going. But when it does roll by the hole, make note of where it goes. I knew that line, I stepped over the next putt and jarred it. Stairway to heaven. Wow, what a gorgeous, gorgeous golf hole. 433 yards from the tips. This is the definition of a heroic tee shot. You want to take it on? You got it. You're going to give yourself a beautiful approach into this green. That bunker off on the right will kind of serve as a good target off the tee if you want to have a somewhat conservative line. But coming into this green, it's all uphill, so the green sits completely blind from the fairway. And as you saw, this is another really small green. Now, I absolutely adore golf shots like this. I love taking on all the risk and reaping all the reward. Only 91 yards here to this front hole location. That's just a simple lob wedge for me here. Trying to leave it underneath the hole. I just spun it off the front edge of the green. Couldn't mark or clean my ball, but it was makeable. Just another comfy tap-in par, and we're heading down to the most difficult hole on the front nine. It's also the longest and a beautiful par 5. Black diamond. This one's going to be difficult. Now, off the tee, we got one bunker to play with, but it's also a great target for you. As you see, there's a little bit of fairway off to the right for you to miss. Now, as we proceed down the hole, you'll see that it stays relatively wide all the way into the green. Make sure your second shot goes over this cart path if you can. And also, you got some room way off to the right if you can lay it up to give yourself a comfortable wedge. I like about 110 to 120 yards. That's my bread and butter right now. So I'm going to be trying to lay it back right there, as coming into this green, this is not the type of par 5 you go for in 2. With that beautiful waterfall on the right, it's just going to gobble up any shot heading in there. So we're going to play this as a 3-shot par 5. Off the tee, I just want to avoid that bunker down the right, and I just barely skated it down the left-hand side. Now, a comfortable 8-iron here is my 175 club. As I said, I'm trying to get it down to that 120 number, and it was mission accomplished. 125 to the stick. I'm going to hit that 120 club and just try to land it right underneath the hole. And of course, I flushed it, landed it on the hole, and just trickled out a little bit beyond. Another one just up on the collar of the fringe, but makeable. Hey, thank you all for joining us. We'll see you all next time. Later.